So I wanted to take this opportunity to just thank you all for being part of the conference and for being part of one of the full day breakout sessions. Say a little bit about yourselves, and then we can kind of talk about the frame of the day for the BIPOC breakout session. So Enos, I know that you were a part of the conference last year, and Dr. Erica Taylor moderated the panel of people with lived experience. And Erica will be a part of the breakout day also and can't be with us tonight, but maybe you could say a few words about what that experience was like for you and why you wanted to be involved in creating a full day kind of springboard into this year.
Okay. Well, I did have the pleasure, the honor of being on that panel last year. And I think what we tried to address the most was maybe what about the experience of being involved in treating people with eating disorders over many, many years now. What can help us understand some of the disparities in why people of color, people of with different gender identities, and all those things, people with non-standard American beauty standards and body standards. Uh, why this long history of eating disorder, professional treatment on so many levels? Why is there such a disparity for people in those other groups?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it was really, I thought it was a very wonderful experience because we had that representation and we were able to share our lived experience. For me, as someone who has worked with eating disorder treatment and services for a long time, but also as a person of color who has lived in a world that doesn't necessarily recognize the problems that a person of color might have that are so intertwined and related to everything that eating disorders creates in a person's life.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. And one of the parts about when Joan is here, one of the parts about this day that you all are offering is that not only are you all bringing your lived experience to the table, but you're also bringing like a full multidisciplinary approach.
Mhm.
Having Dr. Erica Taylor is a psychiatrist and Dr. Leslie Williams, who's a medical doctor. And I'll let the two of Mimosa and Joan introduce what you do. And Enos, you're a nurse. And then Jean, I wanted to just quickly have Jean come in because one of the really great parts about your day-long conference is going to be clips from an IFS session that you did with Jean. So do you all want to address that a little bit?
hmm Yeah, I'm Jean Kenzer. I'm a clinical psychologist, and I had the pleasure of doing a session with Ines. Um, she was generous enough to come all the way to where I live, north of Chicago, and for us to meet and do a session together. And we both really felt it was so important to be able to have an experience and to address some of, we had a shared intention of really addressing some of the aspects of culturally competent care, like and the way that IFS can help address some of the myths and assumptions that people have about that. And yeah, and to actually show it with by sharing some of what our experience was like with each other, some of the thoughts we have about how IFS in particular can help address certain myths that have made it so painful and so very difficult for a lot of people of color and who are members of historically marginalized groups to even have their eating issues and disorders validated, much less treated. And I don't know what else you want to add about that, Enos, but I think it was a very rich experience that we're hoping to share, that we will be sharing.
I would agree with all of that. And I think that what was most amazing was that it was an opportunity for me to sit in a space where I was witnessed.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that part of the day. And so the other person that I forgot to mention is Dr. Angela Mensa, who brings her own lived experience and is a professor doing research on this topic. So I just want to put her name out there too, that she'll be part of this day as well. Mimosa, would you be open to just kind of jumping in and introducing yourself and a little bit about what you do and what you're going to be doing at the conference?
Yeah, thanks so much, Teresa. It's such a pleasure. I'm like giddy being here with this company here today. My name's Mimosa Collins. I'm a registered dietitian, and, and I'm honored to be part of the second day. I guess I'm getting a little ahead of myself. What I do is I work for myself through my private practice called Rejoin Wholeness. And I really bring an anti-oppressive lens or a liberatory lens to my work. And I try to do that in all of the aspects of my work and happy to speak more about that if anyone's interested, either in the breakout rooms or whatever during the day. But that's the vibe that I bring to my work. And I'm so grateful to be in this company to bring that same spirit to a conference and to be among a group of people bringing a liberatory lens to a conference. It feels really supportive to not be the only one speaking to this.
Mhm.
So I'm so grateful to you for jumping on the team. Yeah.
Yeah, it's such an honor to be invited. And I guess a little backstory if people are interested or have time to hear. I had the pleasure of seeing the panel last year at the 2024 conference where I got to meet Jean and Enos and you, Teresa, and some of the other presenters that will be part of the second day. And so to be invited to present with all of you, it's just such an honor. And it emboldens my parts that feel like I'm not allowed to speak to this. And so, yeah, just kind of bringing them with me and all of our parts, having a parts party together.
Exactly. Thank you for sharing that part. Yeah.
Mm.
And then Joan, I know you're en route, so I appreciate you.
Yeah,
Do you feel like you can jump on and talk a little bit?
yeah, absolutely. And thank you for being so patient. I'm at the airport right now. I got a little delayed, but really excited to join this group and to just have this space to really center the role of IFS and eating disorders, especially in communities that really, a lot of the research hasn't been done on. And I think the big reason I actually just personally stumbled into IFS in my own just therapy journey, and it was so clarifying for just my own experience of an eating disorder growing up and really just helped me understand those parts and feel deep empathy for those different parts.
Mhm.
So when Erica, who I worked together with at Arise, told me about the conference, we had our entire team go because I just knew that there's such value because we're a virtual eating disorder treatment center, really with a focus on supporting those who've been overlooked in the eating disorder community. And so,
Mhm.
yes, of course, you have your, evidence-based modalities, but I think, to really effectively understand our members and effectively support them, we need to really look at some of these different newer approaches and that work so well. And it's been so wonderful to just hear from our team just how our dietitians are practicing aspects of IFS and how they're bringing that into their team conversation. So I'm so thrilled to be joining for this day and in particular to join the panel and to just highlight, the importance of lived experience in how we further recovery. So thank you, Teresa, for organizing and excited for this day.
Oh, thank you, Joan. That was great. That was perfect. Okay. Anything else you all want to add about the day?
Well, I just want to say that and when Mimosa spoke about her being present last year for the panel,
Mhm.
I happened to be sitting at a table right across from her. And I'm very reminded of the energy in that room throughout the whole conference.
Mhm.
and especially with that panel. And I'm feeling that energy right now. So
Yeah.
I wasn't exactly sure how virtually this, might impact people in a similar way because we had such a powerful response from people that were present and people that were online with the conference. And so I just think that I'm really energized about the potential to just broaden uh, ways that people can understand themselves better and their relationship with their body, with food, with their culture, with their lifestyles, with every aspect of their being. And I just feel that energy growing just on this little video.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I do too. I think the word Mimosa used the word giddy, and I feel
Yes.
I like it. I feel that excitement, right? It just feels like such a great opportunity to be a part of this, and I get so excited about the idea of because I met Teresa when there was really like in 2000 working in the field of eating disorders, and there no accessibility whatsoever, and so many myths that exist still to this day and barriers to access. And I feel so excited about the prospect of a deeply relational model like IFS being able to help people connect more and more. So I'm really excited to be a part of this group. I feel privileged to be. It's a lot of learning I look forward to on the second throughout the conference, but definitely the second day.
Thank you all very much. And I look forward to the conference in a couple weeks.